If you thought the latest images from the James Webb Space Telescope were impressive, what you're about to see will completely change your perspective. A new space telescope has quietly started sending back images so detailed, so vast, and so revealing that scientists are openly admitting they were not prepared for what they're seeing. The Euclid Space Telescope has just released its first light images, and they don't just show beautiful galaxies. They expose structures we barely understand, patterns shaped by invisible forces, and a universe that looks far more complex and unsettling than we expected. Tonight, I'm going to walk you through what Euclid has captured, why astronomers are calling these images revolutionary, and why some of them are genuinely terrifying once you understand what you're looking at. Stay with me until the end because this is only the beginning of what Euclid is about to reveal. Euclid is not a normal space telescope. It was never designed to focus on a single nebula or zoom in on one spectacular galaxy. Its real mission is far more ambitious and far more unsettling. Launched by the European Space Agency in July 2023 and positioned 1.5 million km away at Lagrange 2, Euclid was built to map the universe on a scale we've never attempted before. Its ultra-wide field of view allows it to capture enormous portions of the sky in a single observation while still maintaining incredible resolution. This means Euclid can see individual galaxies clearly while also revealing how millions of them connect into vast cosmic structures. What makes this truly disturbing is that Euclid is not just mapping light. It is mapping the influence of dark matter itself using subtle distortions in galaxy shapes caused by gravitational lensing. In other words, Euclid is showing us the skeleton of the universe, a structure shaped by something we cannot see and do not fully understand. When Euclid sent back its first mosaic of the southern sky, scientists were stunned by the sheer scale of what they were looking at. In just a short observing window, the telescope captured 260 images covering an area of sky 500 times larger than the full moon. When stitched together, these images revealed millions of stars and galaxies. And this represents only about 1% of the final map Euclid is expected to create. That realization alone is unsettling. What you're seeing is not a finished picture but a fragment of something incomprehensibly larger. Researchers can zoom from the largest cosmic structures down to individual galaxies without losing clarity, revealing how matter is organized across vast distances. This mosaic is not just a photograph. It is a preview of the largest and most detailed 3D map of the universe humanity has ever attempted. And it immediately raises uncomfortable questions about how little of the cosmos we've truly explored. One of the most disturbing revelations from Euclid's first images comes from the Perseus cluster located about 240 million light-years away. This single image shows over 1,000 known galaxies along with more than 100,000 distant background galaxies. But the real shock came when scientists looked closer. Euclid discovered more than 630 previously unknown dwarf galaxies hidden within the cluster, objects so faint they had escaped detection until now. This matters because dwarf galaxies are extremely sensitive to the gravitational influence of dark matter. Their shapes, positions, and distortions act like tracers, revealing where dark matter is concentrated. The fact that so many of these galaxies were invisible until Euclid arrived suggests that dark matter's influence may be far more intricate than previously believed. The universe does not just contain dark matter. It appears to be built around it. Euclid's images are not only reshaping our understanding of large-scale structure, they are also exposing chaos at smaller scales. In galaxies like NGC 6822, Euclid revealed low metallicity stars that resemble conditions from the early universe, offering a glimpse into how galaxies evolved billions of years ago. In globular clusters such as NGC 6397, Euclid managed to resolve faint stars in the outskirts that were previously drowned out by brighter ones, unlocking new clues about the history of the Milky Way. And in regions like the Horsehead Nebula, Euclid's sensitivity uncovered evidence of free-floating planets and Jupiter-mass objects drifting without stars, suggesting that rogue planets may be far more common than anyone imagined. These images paint a picture of a universe that is not calm or orderly, but dynamic, crowded, and constantly reshaped by forces both visible and invisible. As scientists began stitching together more of Euclid's data, a disturbing pattern became impossible to ignore. Galaxies are not scattered randomly. They are arranged along vast filaments, enormous cosmic threads stretching across hundreds of millions of light years, intersecting at dense nodes where galaxy clusters form. Euclid's images make this structure painfully clear. It looks less like a peaceful universe and more like a gigantic neural network with matter flowing along invisible pathways shaped almost entirely by dark matter. These filaments are not theoretical anymore. You can see their influence directly in the way galaxies bend, stretch, and align. The terrifying part is not their existence but their scale. This cosmic web dominates the universe, and everything we see, every galaxy, every cluster, every void is trapped within it, guided by forces we still cannot touch or detect directly. One of Euclid's most unsettling capabilities is its precision in measuring gravitational lensing. By detecting tiny distortions in the shapes of distant galaxies, Euclid effectively reveals where dark matter is hiding. These distortions are subtle, almost imperceptible without Euclid's resolution. But when mapped across millions of galaxies, a clear picture emerges. Massive regions of dark matter bend space itself, warping the light of objects behind them. What makes this frightening is that these massive structures are completely invisible. They do not emit light, they do not reflect it, yet they outweigh everything we can see. Euclid is showing us a universe where the dominant form of matter is something we cannot interact with, something that silently controls the motion and fate of entire galaxies. Euclid's reach into deep time adds another layer of unease. Some of the galaxies captured in its first images are more than 10 billion light-years away, meaning their light began its journey when the universe was still young. By observing these ancient galaxies alongside much closer ones in the same frame, Euclid allows scientists to track how cosmic structure evolved over most of the universe's history. What they are seeing suggests that large-scale structure formed earlier and more efficiently than expected. Galaxies clustered faster, dark matter organized itself sooner. The universe may have grown up far quicker than our models predicted. That forces a re-evaluation of how cosmic evolution really works and whether our current understanding of gravity itself is complete. Perhaps the most unsettling fact of all is this: everything you've just heard comes from roughly 1% of Euclid's planned survey. 99% of its map is still missing. Over the next 5.5 years, Euclid will continue scanning the sky, filling in gaps, sharpening structures, and exposing patterns we don't even know how to look for yet. If this is what the universe looks like at 1% resolution, the full picture may be overwhelming. Euclid is not just collecting images. It is building a data set so large and so detailed that it may force fundamental changes in cosmology, from the nature of dark matter and dark energy to the laws governing the expansion of the universe itself. One of the most unsettling revelations emerging from Euclid's data is not where galaxies are but where they are not. Vast regions of space appear almost empty, enormous cosmic voids stretching across hundreds of millions of light years. But Euclid shows that these voids are not truly empty. They are shaped, bordered, and defined by the same invisible forces that build galaxy clusters. The distribution of galaxies around these voids suggests that dark energy may be actively pushing matter away, accelerating the expansion of space itself. In Euclid's images, these voids feel less like gaps and more like pressure zones, regions where the universe is being stretched apart. The terrifying implication is that the large-scale structure of the cosmos is not just passively expanding. It is being actively rearranged. Euclid was built not only to map dark matter but to hunt for dark energy, the mysterious force believed to be driving the accelerated expansion of the universe. By measuring the positions and redshifts of billions of galaxies, Euclid can track how the expansion rate has changed over time. Early analysis of its first data hints at subtle deviations from expected models. These deviations are small but persistent. They suggest that dark energy may not be constant as once assumed but evolving.